Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys about 5 quick tips and tricks that you might not have known about in Grand Theft Auto Online. So my goal, obviously, for these videos is to teach you, hopefully, at least one new thing or one new tip or trick that you didn't know about in Grand Theft Auto Online. And if I can successfully do that, then I've succeeded in this video. So with out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be going over today is actually a more advanced set of setting options you can get if you choose to open up the creator. So I don't know how many of you guys use the creator. I don't use it a ton, but I know there are a bunch of people that do use it. So if you open up the creator, you'll actually get access to a bunch of more options that you couldn't typically do in a standard Grand Theft Auto Online lobby. For example, probably one of the biggest ones is the ability to change your targeting mode. I know for a fact you cannot do this in a regular Grand Theft Auto Online lobby, so that's extremely nice. And also, you can choose to join so many different options in terms of a GTA Online lobby. You can choose to go to another one, you can choose to go to invite only, closed crew, closed friends, solo session, invite only. All those options are not available just from the standard Grand Theft Auto Online menu. So you get a bunch of different options that you typically normally couldn't access. And now let's compare that to the regular in-game Grand Theft Auto Online menu. You can see our options are extremely limited. We can only leave GTA Online. We can only go to find new session. And there aren't many of the other options that we saw on that screen. So that's a quick tip in case you were in a public session, your friend calls you and say, hey, let's get in a private lobby. That way you don't have to go back to single player, then back to online. You can just go straight from your online session to a private one. So it's kind of a shortcut to get to some of the cooler tips and tricks that you can use for all your GTA Online lobby navigation. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Okay, up next, this one might seem pretty obvious at a glance, but the more you dig into it and the deeper you get, you realize just how cool this is. And that is the fact that ammunition stores are pretty much like a 3-in-1 all-stop shop. And I'll tell you what I mean in a second. So if you go to a regular clothing store, the only thing you can buy is clothing. If you obviously go to like a convenience store, the only thing you can buy is really like convenience store items like snacks and whatnot. However, the ammunition store actually pretty much allows you to buy anything and everything you could buy at a clothing store. So you can see me just running through some of the options right here. You have all the options like glasses and obviously helmets. You've obviously got everything as far as shoes. You've got everything as far as jackets. You can get gear on the center console. You can even choose to get shirts, tops, and even save outfits on that side column to the right where all the jackets are. If you go to the left, you'll actually get options for your top. If you go to the right, you'll get options to save any of the outfits. The only thing that's actually missing here are pants. You can't get pants from the ammunition store, but you can get everything else. So instead of having to go to the ammunition store and the clothing store and then maybe to get something like to heal yourself or heal your health, you can simply go to ammunition because you can get clothing. You can get obviously weapons, and there's also a vending machine there. So if you happen to be low on health and you obviously don't have any snacks, you can go get one of the sodas out of the vending machines. So to some of you, that might have been pretty obvious, but at the same rate, a lot of people overlook just how much you can do in the ammunition store in terms of getting clothing. There's almost like not even a need unless you need pants to go into any other clothing store. And I know that you might be in a location on a map where maybe the closest store to you is an ammunition as compared to a clothing store. Well, you can go in there and change your clothes rather than having to maybe drive across the map and find a clothing store. So I thought this was really cool and just maybe something you didn't know about the ammunition store, even though, of course, it is something we've had since day one. All right, so this next trick I actually learned from my good friend Saints Fan, which I thought was really cool and something I had no idea you could do. And it actually involves the homing launcher. So you guys obviously know the homing launcher has the ability to lock onto people. You can choose between targets, and it's really cool. But a lot of times you'll be shooting at multiple objects, or there will be an object in the way, or you want to shoot one person but not another person, and it's hard to get it to lock on to one steady target. However, if you are aiming down sights, if you hit left bumper or right bumper, which is R1 and L1 or RB and LB, you can actually shift and switch between targets pretty easily without really any mess up. So this is great. Like I said, obviously, if you're trying to shoot one cop instead of another, or you're trying to go after one player instead of another. That way you don't accidentally blow up your friend or accidentally blow up someone you don't want to shoot. And I think this is really cool. I don't know how many of you guys use the homing missile. I'm not sure how really effective they are. I typically don't use them too often unless I'm like literally trying to hunt someone down who's blowing me up in a jet over and over and over again. So this is a really cool trick and tip you can use to be a little bit more accurate with the homing launcher and to get on target that first time. And like I said, this is really great because as you can see in this video, there's so many different targets that it wants to lock onto. And with this method, you can choose the one you're actually going for. So I thought that was really cool. Okay, moving on. You guys know that I've talked about some of the most WTF and crazy websites in Grand Theft Auto Online. Well, there's actually 3 in particular that I have never mentioned that can actually be pretty useful if you're either a passenger in a vehicle, if you're waiting on your friend, if you're doing something where you want to be AFK but don't want to be bored. And it's actually official websites for in-game television shows. The same ones that you can watch on your TV in your apartment, you can actually watch inside of your phone, like on your phone on the iFind internet app. So the 3 websites are RepublicanSpaceRangers.com, PrincessRobotBubblegum.com, and KungFuRainbowLaserForce.com. If you're able to get to one of them, there should be links to the other sites and other videos as well. And they're pretty interesting. Like, I don't know how many episodes Rockstar created for each one of them, but they are pretty in-depth. Now, for the sake of this video, I didn't watch a ton of it. In fact, Princess Robot Bubblegum was getting kind of weird, so I decided to turn that off, but the other ones were still pretty cool. And if you are bored, like I said, let's say you're playing with your friend and he says, yo, I got to go to the bathroom, I got to run outside, got to take a 5-minute break, whatever. If you just want to sit in game and watch one of these, you totally can. Or if he's trying to fly all the way up to Paleto Bay and you're bored and you've seen the scenery too many times, you can pull up one of these websites and you can watch a TV show. So not many people know about these sites and they are pretty interactive and entertaining. So go check those out if you are interested, and it's a great way to pass some time in Grand Theft Auto Online. All right, moving on, the last thing we're going to be covering today is actually a secret trick that you can use at the airport in order to kind of bypass the indestructible fences. So I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but the fences at the airport are a disaster. I don't know if Rockstar's ever made this change or if they made them worse, but they're impossible to drive through. I think on last generation you could get through them. Now on current generation you can't. You can't drive any vehicle through them, and it really sucks if you get stuck outside of the airport. It's a total pain in the butt. However, scattered around the map, there are some like breaks in the fences where you'll actually see these gates. So they're pretty easy to recognize. There'll be like a no trespassing sign, and the shape of the gate is a little bit differently. And if you've got a sticky bomb, you can throw 1 or 2 on each one of the fences and they'll kind of blow up. They'll glitch out and they'll blow up. And while you can't, like, per se get a car in between each one of these fence panels, you certainly can walk through them, and you can also get a small vehicle like a motorcycle or a quad bike or something along those lines to fit through. So this is great if you're 1, trying to escape someone, 2, if you're just trying to get back into the airport after you died, or 3, just looking for a better way to get in so that you don't have to deal with like the crazy gate and ramp system that most people have to do in order to traditionally get inside of the airport. So for now, that's the best way that I've recognized to get inside, just using sticky bombs to blow up these little, gates and whatnot. And now that we can buy sticky bombs from our interactive menu, it makes it really easy. You don't have to like go to an ammunition store and specifically it's sticky bombs to blow this up. You can simply just choose to do it whenever you want. So I thought that was really awesome. But anyways, those are the 5 quick tips and tricks that I'm going to be telling you guys about today in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you did go on to enjoy this video, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.